Hi there. Did you know that babies before they are born can have dreams? I found that very interesting. Sometimes when we dream, they are not very pleasant and they're called nightmares. But other times when we dream, we wake up and we've had something very pleasant happen to us. This is a story about Eddie, who has a very pleasant experience when he wakes up in the middle of the night. The Alligator Song by Robert Tallon. Lightning flashed, thunder boomed, and the wind howled. Eddie jumped out of bed to close the window. He couldn't believe what he saw in the garden. A sad alligator was singing a song. Please help me get down to the sea. From there I'll swim back home. I'm tired of travel, no more will I roam. Please help me get down to the sea. That's a problem. How would you get an alligator down to the sea from your garden? Let's see how Eddie solves that problem. Ma! Ma! Shouted Eddie. There's an alligator outside my window. Come look quick. Now get back to bed, she said. There is no alligator. You've been reading that scary book again. So Eddie went back to sleep. Let's see. Next day at school, the alligator was outside the window of his classroom. See you tonight, he said to Eddie. That night, Eddie climbed a tree in his garden and waited for the alligator. No dreaming tonight. Soon the alligator came strolling by and told him a very sad story. Eddie slipped from the tree and followed him. The alligator winked at Eddie. Nice to see you, he said. Then tears began to drip from his eyes, and he sang Eddie his sad song. When I was little and lived at home, I once went out to the beach alone. A sailor took me to a ship, and we went out on an ocean's trip. I like to travel well enough, except on days when the sea was rough. But then I grew tired of life at sea and begged to be home with my family. One day, the sailor brought me to town. I fell from his knapsack onto the ground. I thought I'd swim back to my family, but try as I might, I could not find the sea. Lonely and sad and shaking with fear, I hid in these woods for almost a year. Please help me get back to the sea. From there I'll swim back home. I'm tired of travel, no more will I roam. Please, Eddie, help me get back to the sea. I'll help you, Eddie said. Please, no more tears. Tomorrow morning you'll be on your way. The alligator was so happy he wanted to celebrate. He asked Eddie to jump on his back and carried him off up a steep hill. They danced and played until the sun came up. Then they headed for Eddie's house. Eddie had a problem, though. How was he going to get the alligator back to the sea? How do you think he's going to do that? What do you think? He's going to carry him in a knapsack? The alligator's bigger than he is. Let's see how Eddie solves the problem, or tries to anyways. Eddie told the alligator to climb onto his red wagon. Then he covered the alligator with an old coat of his dad's. The wagon looked like a new kind of boat. They walked and walked through the wind, through the weeds and the wood, through the town, down to the beach. What would you think if you saw an alligator covered by an old coat in a wagon with a little boy? What do you think? The boat was the beach was crowded. Eddie said to the alligator, "We'll never reach the water this way. Everybody's afraid of you. You'd better climb out from under the coat." When people spotted the alligator, they quickly cleared a wide path. Eddie and the alligator walked along, waving to the crowd. When they reached the water, the alligator thanked Eddie and gave him a present, one of his teeth on a chain. "Wear it, my friend," he said. "It will bring you much happiness." We better read to see if Eddie gets happiness from that tooth on a chain. The alligator said goodbye and thank you again, and he swam far out to sea. As Eddie pulled his empty wagon home, he felt very sad. He'd had to say goodbye to his friend. But he was happy, too, that his friend was finally on his way home. That night, when Eddie was getting ready for bed, he heard a noise at his window. He couldn't believe what he saw. A big white elephant was standing in the garden. "I want to leave for the jungle tonight," said the elevator. "Can you help me find my way?" Do you think that was good luck? Having to deal with an elephant after an alligator? I don't know about you, but I don't think it was. "Ma! Ma!" Eddie shouted. "There's a big white elephant outside my window. Come look, quick!" "Go back to bed," she said, "and stop reading that scary book." "Put the book away, Eddie." The end. So do you think Eddie was lucky? Was it lucky that his mother said, "Close the scary book and go to bed"? Where was luck? You ask or you tell your daddy and your mommy whether Eddie was lucky or not, and why.